So far, I can put reactions to Rainbow Falls into roughly two categories: those who focused on the contrived narrative and Rainbow's choices throughout the episode, and those who are discussing the importance of the item Rainbow receives at the end. I see the episode as an addition to the overarching narrative attempting to be used in this season, that being the retrieval of keys necessary to unlock the unknown box. So far, we have seen evidence of two of these keys being found, the first being the spool of thread given to Rarity, and the second being the pin Rainbow receives from Spitfire. The central idea here seems to be that the keys need to be given freely. In the case of Rainbow Dash, she receives the pin from Spitfire after teaching her the importance of loyalty. Spitfire isn't very loyal to Soaring in this episode. She lies to Soaring when he recovers from his injury to keep him away from the practice course, and then lies to Rainbow Dash to get her to replace Soaring in the competition. This is very underhanded, and it isn't very loyal. Nor is it a good trait of a leader, which every episode leading up to this one has put Spitfire in the leadership role. That said, though, I feel that this episode is very slow in its delivery, and throughout the course of the training sessions, I found myself focusing less on what was going on in the episode and spending more time guessing about the point of it all. I feel that everything this episode wanted to say was taught in the last 5 minutes, making the rest of the episode rather unnecessary. Now, I would like to address the choice Rainbow made to fly with the Ponyville team instead of the Cloudsdale team. Notice how I didn't say she denied the Wonderbolts? That's because I don't feel she did. I realize that the Wonderbolts are the ones who do the flying for Cloudsdale, and so in denying Cloudsdale, she denies the Wonderbolts. However, she isn't being offered a spot as a Wonderbolt. She is being offered an opportunity to fly for Cloudsdale, with a team that just so happens to be some of the Wonderbolts. They are not asking her to be a Wonderbolt. Now, I can understand the argument that Rainbow might have been offered a Wonderbolt position if she had helped Cloudsdale win the Equestria Games, but I just don't feel like this is the only factor that would have applied here. Rainbow is pointed out as being a good flyer so many different times in this episode alone that it is impossible that the Wonderbolts don't know her talent. I think Rainbow will be offered a position on the Wonderbolts no matter how her team does in the Equestria Games, mostly because the Wonderbolts seem to know that Rainbow is carrying any team she's on. That would have included the Wonderbolts team had Rainbow chosen to fly with them. After this episode, it is clear that the Wonderbolts are interested in Rainbow joining them as a flyer, but by the end, I believe that having Spitfire learn the lesson of loyalty from Rainbow Dash was more necessary to Rainbow's development as a character than her ditching the friends that were working hard for her, so she can maybe be a Wonderbolt after the games are over. I think it's obvious to everyone that Rainbow will achieve her dream, and once that happens, the Wonderbolts won't just be gaining a good flyer, but also a loyal friend. Now, while we are all busy griping about the things that can be improved, I'd like to remind everyone that while this episode has its flaws, it is still a show we all know and love, and had some good bits too. I giggled to myself every time Bulk Biceps spoke, because he screamed every line he had, even when he was being sentimental. It's like his vocal cords are just as buff as every other muscle in his body, and I love it. I loved Derpy's grand entrance in the episode, and I thought that cheerleader Pinkie Pie at the end of the episode was absolutely adorable. So despite this episode's flaws, I look at it through my rose-colored glasses and look forward to how this episode will tie in later. Let me know what you think about the episode yourself. Goodbye for now, and I will see you in the comments.